Okay, so welcome back, everyone. We're going to take a few notes here today, so hopefully this makes sense to you as we get going. As you can tell from the iPad screen, this is the second to last day. We're going to go through two problems today. So yesterday we did problems 6 and 7. Today we're doing 8 and 9 today, so you can kind of see that. I know that yesterday's problem was we had a race format question yesterday, and then we also had one where you had to simplify some algebra. I kind of warned you of like what you're going to be given tomorrow. You're going to be given that property sheet. I showed you that yesterday. So just make sure that you're aware that I will provide you that. If you're online, if you're Zooming, after break at some point, I'll have it on the slide that you're doing. So I'll show you the problem and I'll show you the property sheet. So don't worry about that. So today we're going to do 8 and 9 today, and then tomorrow we have 10 and 11, and that's the whole entire practice guide. Now, I'm going to warn you of an assignment we have coming up here right after winter break. It's going to be the Wednesday or Thursday after the semester test. So it's the next day or the day after that. I want to do a book check to make sure you still have your textbook after winter break. Does that make sense? So your physical copy, that hard copy of that book. I like to do that once a quarter. I'm just going to wait till the end of the quarter, and it's a nice little activity you can do right after. I want to check your book number. I want to see the book covers on it. That's something I'm going to warn every class day. So find your book over break, and then on that Wednesday or Thursday of that week, I want to check the number. Okay? Got it? I'll put that on my website tonight, and I'll kind of remind you of that. So, yeah, so book check, and then for Alexis at home, you can just hold up your book and show me on the camera. So pretty easy. All right, semester test is Tuesday, January 5th. That's the Tuesday when we're back. We're back on a Monday. This practice guide is due that Monday, completed. So if you're that person that wants to study an extra night, just make a copy over break or take pictures of it, and you can study those, or just use my website. I have all the pictures of it anyway. So, again, that practice guide is due the Monday we're back. If you're that person that knows you're going to lose it, maybe you want to just take pictures before you leave for break, in case you do. But I sent you an email that has a digital copy, and you can use that digital copy to print off a new one and redo it. But again, semester test, late work is all due by tomorrow. I know a lot of you have done a really good job. Sorry, I got to get that stuff entered still. But get in late work, that assignments and whatnot. So I think there's only one thing I have to still enter, and I think it was from last Thursday or something we had an assignment. I got to enter that one still. So that one's going in the grade book. But you got to get those submitted to me, so if you haven't already. So check Google Classroom and see if you can submit. So, all right. But yeah, let's jump right in. Let's get to our notes here. Hopefully this makes sense. So, all right. Obviously, the first problem we did this was last Thursday. It was points, lines, and planes. We talked about that yesterday. We talked about how to find distance on a coordinate plane. Just make sure you know your formula for this one. Go back and watch last Thursday's video, or just check the PowerPoint that we did that day. Number 3, this one we did Friday. It was angles. A vertex, the sides, how to name angles, all that good stuff. Know your vocab on that one. This one, you got to know your different types of polygons or polyhedra and the number of sides and how to classify it as convex or concave. You know the drill on those. And then 5, this is the last one we did on Friday. That was the truth table percentages. That was from last week. Yesterday, we did this one where we did the 3 or 4 steps to simplify this problem down. Again, we're simplifying, not solving. You had to show your property names. We talked about the little property sheet you're going to be handed. And then 7 was the race format question. And I kind of give you an example of how to do it yesterday. So again, it was an example. It's not the only way to write it. You just have to show me enough detail in your writing that you can justify your answer. You explain how to do it. How I always explain race format. Restate and answer the question in the first sentence. Boom. If it says find x, x is blank, or the value of x is this. That's the first sentence, you answered it. Then the rest of it is explaining how you do it in enough detail that somebody that has no math skill could read your paragraph and replicate what you did. That's how you know you did it well. If somebody that has no math skill understands what you're doing and why you're doing it. That's the best way I can explain a race format. Okay, for math, I think for math it's really simple. Other classes it can be way more challenging because math it's cut and dry. This is the answer. Here's why. Okay, questions with any of the stuff we did yesterday? Okay, a race format question will be worth 10 points. 1 point for the answer, and then 9 points for the other parts of the details of your work. There's a the English department has the actual rubric that I use, so it's the same one that English uses. So they hand it out to every teacher, so we have to use that one. So Okay, but yeah, let's do 8 and 9 today. These are kind of the easier ones. Again, we're just doing 2 problems today. I'm not joking when I say these are really quick problems. Like, they're not meant to be difficult. On this one, I've provided you the vocab at the top. So you can see these words at the top. They will be there on test day. It'll be just like this. All I'm going to do is pick a different picture, basically. Does that make sense? Something that you've done in the homework. On the PowerPoints or the Google forms that we've done. Okay? You have to name specifically what the pair of angles are. So, bless you. So on number 8, you're going to have 5 answers written down, 1 for each pair. I do not care if you repeat an answer more than once. I don't care. You may not use a word at the word bank at the top, if that makes any sense to you. You may not use a word up there, but you have to name it. So let's discuss. I'm going to ask for different volunteers, not the same person every time. That way we get some different volunteers. I want 5 different people kind of volunteering an answer. Just raise your hand. Let's go through the vocab here first. So obviously we got to classify each pair of angles. So your options are alternate interior, alternate exterior, same side interior, which is called consecutive interior, same side exterior, corresponding, and vertical. Those are the options we have. That's it. Notice there's no none or none of the above. It's you have an option, you have to pick it. So you have a 1 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 in 6 chance. 16.666666% chance of probably getting it right. So, okay. So let's go through it. 2 and 8. I need a volunteer, please. If you look up here, 2 and 8. I'm going to put the little markers up here so you can see it. So 2 and 8. It's these two. Can somebody volunteer? Okay, please.
Funnel.
Say a funnel, which is which word up here? Okay, vertical. Good. Vertical angles. Okay, when you're writing your vocab, I know we have abbreviations and stuff. You guys are really good. I prefer that you write the entire word out, especially if we're doing like alternate interior, alternate exterior, or whatever. That way I know exactly what explicit one you're putting. Because I had somebody one year, this was a couple of years ago in fact, somebody just wrote alternate angles or consecutive angles or same side angles. They didn't tell me what specific type it was and I had to count them wrong. They might have known them, but they didn't tell me what specific one it is. Okay? All right, what about 2 and 4? So let's go to a different color here. So again, a new volunteer, please. So I'm going to use the green color. 2 and 4. 2 and 4. Okay, please.
Corresponding.
Corresponding. Yeah, that's probably the hardest one. Corresponding that's a tough one to spot. So corresponding angles. Right? One's inside, one's outside the 2 parallel lines. They're on the same side of the transversal. They're not adjacent. So good. That's a tough one to spot. Okay. Let's go to the next one. 7 and 6, please.
Same side interior.
Same side interior. Consecutive interior. Right? I don't care which word you use. I probably use the one that I have printed here. They are same side interior. They're different angles, but same side interior. And yes, I want you to be super specific on what type. So, thank you. Let's see, 1 and 4.
Same side exterior.
Same side exterior. Yep. 1 and 4. You can see they're different angles. You can see one's obtuse, one's cute, but same side exterior. That was good. All right, and the final one, please. I need a new volunteer.
Alternate interior.
Alternate interior, yeah. So 7 and 3. They're inside the 2 parallel lines, so they're interior, and they're alternating sides of that transversal. So it's alternate interior. Again, how we know it's interior, they're inside the 2 parallel lines. So you got to look for the 2 parallel lines. So you know that's interior. They're squeezed inside the sandwich. Then you just got to see if it's on the same side of the transversal or alternate. If one's inside and one's outside of the 2 parallel lines, then you know it's corresponding probably automatically. And if they're on if it's interior, exterior, same side, then that's pretty straightforward. So you just break it down really quick. Okay? All right. Any questions with any specific type that you'd like to see again? The only one I didn't use was alternate exterior. And it can I get a different volunteer now that can give me an example of alternate exterior? Just give me the numbers. So alternate exterior.
8 and 4.
8 and 4. Yep. So let me pick this one. So alternate exterior. Exterior would be like 8 and 4. They're on the outsides. They're alternating sides of the transversal. So yeah, good examples. So thank you for all the volunteers. Sorry if I didn't call your name. Sorry, it's just kind of going with the first one I kind of spot. So all right, yeah. So be ready for this. I'll give you a new picture, something you probably have previously seen. It'll have a series of numbers, and you'll have to tell me specifically what type they are. You could repeat a vocab word more than once, so don't feel like, oh, I've already used that word, I can't use it again. No. You can use a word more than once. You may not use words, like obviously on this part, I didn't use a word. You had 6, I only gave you 5 options, so you're probably not going to use a word, or more than one. So, all right. But questions on this specific type of problem? Okay. You will have the word bank. They'll be up above just like this one. It'll look identical. So. All right, yeah, let's go through the next one here. This is our last problem of the day, last one. All right, so this is one like that we've been doing in the homework recently. This is the recent stuff that we've been doing, where you have to find x and y. It's in this unit 4 that we're in on parallel lines. You have to demonstrate that you can find x and y, or whatever variables you have in the picture, and you can set it up correctly, and you can plug numbers back in. I would expect a problem very similar to this, where I'll give you a picture, I'll put a couple variables on it, probably something you've seen before, something you've done in class, and then you have to solve for x and y. Okay, it's not a proof, you're just finding the values of x and y, so you got to do a little bit of algebra. So you're going to have to kind of look at the picture and know what to do. It doesn't tell you what to do. You have to know how to set your problems up. Okay, so up here, is there any way we can set this up so we can solve for one of the letters? Just one of them. Any ideas what we could do? There's a couple different approaches, but got an idea?
Alternate exterior ones.
Okay, alternate exterior ones, which are these two. Yep, these two. And what did you just say?
They're equal.
They're equal. Alternate exteriors are equal. They are. Alternate interiors are equal. Corresponding angles are equal. Vertical angles are equal. We know that. So you can set those equal to each other. So those are all the different types. So I'm going to just take this and immediately set it equal to this. This is something you need to know you can do, right? You got to know your properties. That was good. And then we just solve this, right? So can somebody walk me through what do we need to do to solve? Please.
You need to combine like terms.
Combine like terms. So how do we do it? What do we need to move?
We need to move the negative over to the negative 25.
Yep. And what happens when I move it?
The negative 14 turns positive.
Yep. Turns positive 14. And?
You need to move the 2x to 3.
Yeah. And that should become negative, right? And that solves it. Now if you move 3x minus 2x, that makes x. And what is 25 plus 14? Was that 39? Move it over. So there you go. So I've already found x. So boom. Part 1's already done. Okay, so thank you for those volunteers. Very nicely done so far. Hopefully that made sense to you. The alternate exteriors are equal. Now, I have to find y. And this is the tough one. So thank you for those. I'm going to ask for a different volunteer now. What should we do next? How do we find y? This is the tough one. Please.
I just want to know if you can do that, but can you take like 180 and subtract 39?
Okay, you're on the right track. You're absolutely on the right track. Okay, it's not going to be just the 39. You're in it though. I agree with the 180 idea, right? Because I'm going to go with what you're kind of talking about. These two angles,
39 back in.
yeah, these two angles have to add up to be 180. That's where you're absolutely correct. They have to make 180. But we need to take the 39, like you said, and we need to plug it back in. I'm going to take the x of 39 and plug it back in here. And that will help me. 2 times 39 plus 25. And that will tell me what that angle is. Just that weird part there. In fact, I need to calculate because I don't actually know what that is. 39 times 2, what is that? 78? So this is 78 plus 25. So 25 plus 78 we're getting 103 degrees. That's this angle right here. So this angle is 103 degrees. And it kind of looks like it's obtuse. Again, don't go off the picture because, again, I'm going to make up numbers. So, or give you a problem that you've done. So it may not look to scale, but this one actually does look like it should be 103. And now we're going to go off of what you said earlier. You're going to take that angle and subtract it from 180 because these two angles right here and here should add up to be 180. That's something that you need to know you can do. So the y plus the 103 should make 180. Now that is called a linear pair or supplementary. They're side by side, they make a straight line. You can know you can do that. So I can subtract the 103 across. So 180 minus the 103, what is it, 77? Boom. Questions on that, please?
We do the 3x minus 14 one, because that's what I did on our paper.
The 3x minus 14? Okay, yeah, should get this. We should get the same numbers, yeah. So, so if we do the 3x minus 14, so let me take a screenshot of this. Okay, so
If you got the same numbers, you're fine.
so if you plugged in the 39 up here, right? You plugged it into that x, right? 3 times 39 minus 14. 3 times 39 is 117. You subtract 14 and you get 103 again. So that angle right here is 103. You can go corresponding down to here and do the same thing. Okay, yeah, good point. Yeah, you plug it in any x you wanted to. What makes this problem I think super difficult is that it doesn't tell you what to do at all. There's no instructions. You have to know that you can set certain things equal to each other, or like you said earlier, certain things should make 180 because they're side by side or they're supplementary or linear pair, whatever you want to call it. Don't assume anything is 90 unless it tells you it's 90. So, and again, don't read too much into the picture. If your number doesn't look right, maybe you did your problem correctly, and this angle where I had the 103 said it was supposed to be 62 degrees. Don't be like, well, I think I did it wrong because it looks obtuse on the picture. The picture's not drawn to scale. It's just a random picture I picked and put some problems on there. So, but again, you'll probably get a problem that you've done in class. I'm just letting you know that. I don't really make up problems for the semester test. It's just to see if you did your homework. All right. Questions, though? Okay, this is from this latest unit. This is from the latest homework we've been doing. So, okay. But yeah, I would expect a problem very similar. You know, a picture of some type. You have to be able to set it, set it up to solve. Solve one letter at a time. That's the trick. One letter at a time. All right, but that's it for today. Tomorrow we're going to do 2 problems. We'll do 10 and 11 tomorrow, and then we're finished. What is due after winter break?
Book check.
Book check. And
Paper.
this thing, right? So make sure you have it. Tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's Wednesday. We're on an early out schedule. It's a really weird schedule. We have to do 2 problems, so be ready to go right when you walk in here tomorrow. All late work needs to be turned in to me. All late work. So make sure you're getting it turned in. Some of you did a really nice job getting it submitted to me online. Make sure you're getting all that stuff turned in. Okay, we have games tonight. Good luck to all the teams, boys, girls. I think there isn't anything after today. I think we're on I think winter break starts, after school tomorrow, so there's no sporting events tomorrow night. So I don't even think there's practices tomorrow night. So, so be kind of aware of that. So, all right, but there you go. So thanks, Alexis, for tuning in. So I'll see you next class tomorrow.